You can get into it. I just wanted to say that we know that there's been a lot of conversation about growing the middle class, but black men have been taken out of the workforce for a myriad of systemic reasons, from mass incarceration to racial bias, fear-mongering. We know that black men are not criminals, they are criminalized, and that has taken black men out of the home, has taken wealth out of the home. And so, because, especially in a city with such high poverty, I've heard a lot about middle class, but I would love to hear more about stair-stepping from poverty into middle class so they can take advantage of the opportunities and the policies you're talking about.
That's right, and that's real. So, for example, the child tax credit. When we did it, when I first became vice president, we cut black child poverty by half. And when you deal with poverty for a child, that's about the whole family, right? When you look at the work that we have done that has been about dealing with prescription medication, for our seniors, black people are 60% more likely to get diagnosed with diabetes. And when you look at what people are in terms of on the verge of bankruptcy because of medical bills and medical debt, that's very real. So us capping the cost of something like insulin and prescription medication, not to mention the work that I've been doing to ensure that medical debt does not get included on your credit score, because medical debt comes about because of a medical emergency. Nobody invites it upon themselves. And back to the point about history and the reality of life, we also know the real disparities around access to meaningful health care, which are more likely to result in people facing chronic illness and a medical emergency. So my work has been and included working to get medical debt not be on your credit score, so that thing you did not invite upon yourself would not be the reason that you can't get a lease on an apartment or anything else. We have to deal with child poverty. We have to deal with poverty, period. And there are many specific ways to do it, including dealing with getting resources into the community that alleviate the burdens that hold people down.
Overburdened by migrants being put in our neighborhoods. Right. And even during all that time, systems have consistently taken away from us, right? They've consistently created barriers for us to prevent us from growing as a community and being independent as we want to be, right? And so that's a little different right there. The other thing is that they welcome. This is a welcoming city. This is something so you knew this was a welcoming city when you took this job. The resources that he's taking away from one community to give to another is unacceptable. There should have already been a plan for them. It is inhumane that these people are laying on the floor. I'm sure they didn't come here for this, and it's really sad seeing this. But what we are saying though is, again, it's sad. We empathize, but our community literally is in its own humanitarian crisis. When you have kids dying every week, CPS children every weekend, and the way people portray it, like she said, these are not kids that's just hanging out all the time. Some of these kids are kids that's going home. They're straight A students, honor roll students. We had a kid a month ago who was preparing to go to high school. He lives in the Calumet Heights community. He was an honor roll student preparing for his freshman year of high school. Had his book bag packed before school. Was walking home and got robbed and killed. This is all too often in our community. We're in a war. A lot of you all don't understand that black people we're at war. And then when you tell us that you're going to bring in some new people and put them on top of us without addressing our problems, what the hell do you think we're going to do? Sit back and let it happen? No. We're going to turn up in every meeting you're going to have. We're going to disrupt every meeting until we get what we are owed.
And who you voting for, Trump or Kamala?
Man, Trump, we ain't that Indian ass, man.
Who, Kamala?
Yeah, we ain't.
Why you don't?
Because she them immigrants. I'm black.
Let me ask you a question. What has Trump done for you to vote for him?
Them stimulus checks.
Yeah. Came in clutch.
We need that bread.
So you locked in for that?
Locked in like this on my homie.
So why you ride with Trump so much?
Because them Venezuelans taking all our bread. They getting paid anything to work, folks. They ass getting paid anything to work. They out here creating gangs. They ass gang banging, breaking in bandit cribs, all type of good shit. We ain't with it.
So you don't like an open border?
No, we need that border.
And what are your thoughts on when Trump got shot?
Man, hey, don't try to take my boy out. Make America great again.
Hell yeah.
This year, I've
identified 30 children that lived in a car. 30. I've never seen that before.
How do you hear about these families living in cars?
I get a phone call from a guidance counselor saying that they found a family in the Walmart parking lot. And I go out there right away.
And then what?
And then I put them in a motel. Most likely that's the first place, the most available place. Shelters at 100% capacity. They have no place else to go.
The money for the hotels, where does all that come from?
All donations. That's our community.
It's not a government program?
No.